at least the air didn't happen too far away from the house. Slow is as slow as can be. So it seems like, from what I gathered, that Lost Colony is still on track. Because I just got on and it downloaded, so. But we will see come the 18th. I got food on me. No. Okay. I think I might have to take a mind wipe because, be honest, my weight is, yeah, it's just shit. Of course, this is not a story character, so I am not too overly worried about it. Alright, so there, wait a minute. Yeah, there's a space for you. Why aren't you putting these away? Maybe because I didn't have the thing set up for it.
How could a simple meat creature have created me? It's all so humiliating.
That was weird.
No place left to put anything. Not that I'm complaining.
That does not have a place. It now has a place. We got 3 ectos. Assuming that we're here. much left. You did not have a place for that, and I don't even know why those are in there. Complicating issue. Do I want to cook all this freaking meat? Turn off. Alright, I think we need to get you some friends. Can I put you guys on ice? No. Well, it sort of does suck.
This stuff.
Oh, you have room. Stop your lollygagging. Hello? There's always a party going. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. Right? Hmm? Yeah? Yeah. Right? Nice. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, the only thing is they were hacked, and a lot of the underage ID stuff has been leaked, which is basically, you already know, goes against COPA. Um, and they're not taking responsibility for it either. Yeah, I get that, but the only thing is it's being abused because hackers are able to get into it and deal with it, and hence why I was talking about that certain situation on anybody who pretty much plays on Roblox. Uh, when it comes to this party, does not play it well in this party, is what I was trying to get at. Yeah, because I do not want anybody, else getting compromised due to the ignorance of websites not taking the tact to do their due diligence in their job and making sure people that play that game are safe, and that means outside of it as well. Yeah, it was doom and gloom the moment he announced it. He said, people signed a petition. I was even watching, they almost had like 3 million signatures, and even with the 3 million signatures, he still pushed it through. So there was no getting out of that, unfortunately. There, yeah, it is a double-edged sword. Yeah, and that's the thing. They're trying to push that here as well. Some certain states you have to actually mandate for a online ID. Facebook is one of them, to prove your identity and everything else. Thankfully, I got in while they were clearing all that up and made my account back, but I'm still not giving them my private information as far as any website goes. Hmm.
Who you talking to?
Yeah, I'm yeah, I'm sort of recording by the way, but yeah, I'm talking to somebody on the other end of the party. But yeah, I mean, it's probably not. Probably why they can't hear you. The heck out of here, Rex. The only thing is if there, like I said with Roblox, that was it was like 8 million or some odd freaking accounts, and they say they delete the pictures right away, and they don't. That is where, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that age verification stuff for ID and face recognition, no, that should not be implemented. I mean, if we're talking privacy, then and there he goes. But yeah, he, he probably got a phone call. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's a kids game, but the only thing is what I realized, and I'm continuing on, and I'm gonna have to reiterate to him is that yes, there is adult content on that game as well, and there are children who play it too. So I'm not looking out for just my welfare. I'm looking out for everybody else's welfare that joins the crew, whether it be underage or overage. Yeah, but doesn't mean that things can't change. You know. Yeah. Those taco doggos? Oh, those hyenodons, yeah. Mm-hmm. But at least I'm guessing right that he did read everything, but there's much more to it when it comes to Roblox and other sites that technically want your personal information. Well, I never had it installed, and I never will have it installed. But I do have, well, we do have people that play it in the crew, and I'm looking at a certain scenario where we can mitigate that to where people who play it can still play it, but not be connected to the crew because the crew is pretty much 18 plus at this point. And yeah, we don't, yeah. Do not want minors in the crew. And then kick off something else, especially with Roblox. So that way we're keeping the accounts that are in here safe, nobody gets in trouble, so on and so forth, just in case, somebody tries to pull some shady shit, so on and so forth. Because there are bad actors out there, yeah. There are bad actors out there, and as far as mitigating and minding the fence, do not want anybody else to undergo that situation. They do that on their own time, that's on them. You gotta be wiser than these average yahoos. Yeah, Black Ops 7 already knew beforehand a long time ago that was going to be a freaking joke of a game. So yeah, I did not. Like I said it yesterday. We just need a freaking good Killzone or a freaking SOCOM come back and just freaking annihilate these war games. Battlefield was a slop because of some freaking dev being a jackhole recording, everything about Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry. The man was a father and a husband. Yes, he may have been political, but that was besides the point. You should have just kept your freaking mouth shut. You talk about all these game companies being professional. They ain't being professional. Not in the slightest. I mean, some of them just didn't say anything, which is good. So, there may be, I might have to look into more news on it, but there may be a chance for me to not dump Square Enix like I thought I was going to. Because they just fired everybody over here on the western side of the United States. They got rid of everybody. So if Square Enix Japan does what it's supposed to, I might end up recording the final third part for Final Fantasy VII, the remake. So. Along with other things in the main view of things. I still need to find out what's going on with Ivory Tower. Ubisoft was, behind them not doing what they wanted to as far as the crew goes, and why the crew was freaking eliminated. I want to know if it was Ubisoft's decision or if it was Ivory Tower's decision. I'm giving Ivory Tower a freaking chance to explain themselves, but we'll see. Because I know Ubisoft was the one that pushed out the codes for the new crew Mortarfest, and they pretty much, for a lot of people, dicked them around. And that's the thing, when you get a alert saying that Ubisoft is the one pushing out all the codes, and then you get, a code, and then it doesn't work, and you go to Ubisoft saying, why does my code not work? Because I was going to be part of the freaking beta program, but, the code didn't work, and I think they messed up. It could have been like a big, whatever, that somebody screwed up over there, which is fine, but, I just want to know on whose end screwed it up, because there's some fishy going on. I know Ubisoft is losing a lot of money, especially with Assassin's Creed Shadows and stuff like that, but... Oh! I did some more digging. A lot of digging. Like, massive digging. Alright, you know how in the first Assassin's Creed they were going after this freaking Eden apple and stuff like that? Yeah. Come to find out that it was one of the many archived artifacts they were going after, but during the real times of the Crusades, we come to find out it was actually the Holy Grail they were looking for. So it could be yeah. So it could have been the representation that they were using the apple, but it was actually, just to add some fiction to it. But it was the actual Holy Grail they were going after. Most of the people that were in that game were real, as far as the higher ups, as far as historical figures and stuff like that, and that's where Altair wasn't real, obviously, but the man in the mountain was. The old man in the mountain, the head ringleader of the Assassin's Guild. He was real. Yeah, he was real, but his name was changed. A lot of people's names, well, I'm not going to say a lot, but there were a few name changes as far as, that game was concerned, but all the historical stuff was factual. Come to find out that game has been ridiculed over and over again, and the reality part of it is that they gave it a 40% reality, when in actuality... The first Assassin's Creed was 85% actual fact, leading up to the Crusades and the Assassins. Guess where the other three, the Brotherhood series, went up to? Bella. Less. For the first one. It was 60. 60. 60% of the trilogy was actually factual. You want to know where Shadow sits? 30%. 30% compared to the mainstream. Like Black Flag was actually 65% or 75% because of the pirates in there. All that stuff when it came to the pirates was more factual than so yeah. And I mean there's a lot of stuff that I need to but I'm trying to compile it to where everybody doesn't get confused because the first Assassin's Creed, yes, a lot of it is factual, but a lot of it's all over the place. So I'm trying to get it to where everything would make sense for anybody who watched the video instead of being like, what the hell?
I was having such a nice...
So I'm in the process of compiling everything and putting it in its original order from the Crusades to the Old Man in the Mountain. That's where it's becoming more time consuming than anything. Because I want to make sure I get everything right. So yeah, first, people are saying it's 45%, factual. That's a freaking lie. I mean, some of it was covered up, whatever. Because racial discrepancy, stuff like all that stuff was factual too. There was not a person in that time frame that was not completely racist. I mean, one group of people hated another group, and they just did not care what they said or did, whatever. But we're talking like the Crusades and stuff like that. So, come to find out, as far as the Crusades, though they aren't particularly at fault, but when war is war, there's nothing you can do about it. There were children casualties. So them saying, people saying there were no children casualties, that's a lie. But war is war, inevitably. You can't do anything about that. Yeah. However, I did find out that the main person that was leading the crusade, a lot of them were burned at the stake. Yep. Well, no, King Richard led the. Yeah, it was King Richard and I think 3 others that led the crusade, and I think one of them was not found, but the other 2 were burned at the stake, along with any counterparts that had ties to the crusade, meaning working under all that. So yeah, a lot of people were killed, were massacred, and those responsible were dealt with. I need to find some of those crazy dodos. No, they carry goo, which is part of the making the goo skins. Yeah. So I need some of the ooze in order to make the other 3 skins that are sitting in the chest right now. Well, the actual workbench, but yeah. Oh, the bones are for something else. But right now, I'm not going to be able to do. Please tell me you got a baby with you. Yeah, I don't see no baby by the Rex. So yeah, there's a whole reason why I say the first Assassin's Creed was the freaking GOAT. Well, when they first when they first came out with the Assassin's Creed titles, they said a lot of this was historical, and that was fact. When they did the first one, besides the machine and stuff to tie into history and stuff like that, that was all fictional. So it's like 40% of that game was freaking fictional, maybe 30. I mean, it all ties in, the Ottomans and all that stuff, ties in with the history, blah, 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 because they're trying to figure out the history between the Man of the Mountain, the Assassins, and the Crusades. Funny thing is about the whole Crusades thing, besides the third one, up to part 3, is they were still mentioning the Crusades then. But the Crusades, they were over and done with before the whole Jack the Ripper thing and all that crap. So a lot of that stuff in the Brotherhood is, I think the first one. The second one and the third one, no. There were no Crusaders during that time. Black Flag, there were no Crusaders at that time. And then when they brought in Assassin's Creed Shadows, they weren't even a twinkle in anybody's eye because we were talking feudal Japan. Is it? Wait a minute. Gimme. That was a cat's ghost skin. I thought it was a little monkey. Alright, as long as you guys stay there, we'll be doing alright. I just want that cat skin. Meow, 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 meow. There's a lot of crap over here. The moment you realize you have to dump all your meat. Oh, they didn't give me Bronto head. Oh, there it is. Why the heck were there two of them? They gave me the backbone, and then the other one they gave me the freaking head and the backbone and all that crap. here. Yeah, go straight down from there. Honeydews. There's a lot of Rexies. Ow! Ow! Lost Colony is supposed to be out the 18th. And it's supposed to introduce some vampires and stuff, maybe. And make sure that that looks like a big drop. I could be wrong, but. This way. Safer path. Woohoo! There's only one problem with the skin that they didn't keep with the evolved. Though the skin is illuminating, it does not produce light around the area. Which the other ghost skins did and evolved. So when you run into darkness, it's still dark. You can see your wrecks, but it's still dark around you. Yeah. Freaking piranhas. Go away. You're annoying. Like literally annoying. This could be bad. And move it, you big old tubby. Hmm. Yeah, you're not fitting in there. Come back out here and mark the cave. I heard them leeches trying to leech on me. Freaking leeches. Yeah, if this continues to go south, we might be doing alright. As long as there's nothing in my freaking way. Can we please trike? Thank you. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm not in a big old hurry. Oh, sorry. turtles. There's a freaking pooflinger. Freak out of here. Ooh, that's nice. It's got cake. Oh. Seriously? Get munched on. Oh? It's gonna turn me all the way around, you bastards. Oh, don't even. It's not gonna look good for you. Bye, idiot. These dogs are smart enough. Another freaking dead end? Nope. I just thought it was. Oh, wait. This is another cave. Another cave. It's very purple. Oh no, there's an outlet. Never mind. Cave, but not a cave. Just nonchalantly taking my time through here. It's like, yeah. Alright, this should be the area where all them freaking Ninja Turtle things